Hello, this is Gloria J. York, Master Tarot Reader for over 25 years, spiritual channeler since birth, and best-selling author of the #1 bestseller, Medical Manslaughter. I hope you'll read it because it will save your life. Happy Easter! He has risen. Alleluia! And contrary to popular belief, Easter is not about the Easter bunny or colored eggs. Jesus is risen, and he died to save us. And so because he died, we can now get into heaven. And that is something I know we're all so thankful for. And a lot of times we forget that the people that died before Jesus came along and before Jesus died for us, they all went to hell. And it was on Holy Saturday that Jesus had to go into hell and free them from their bondage. And he brought them to a realm where they can have their life reviewed and they could be evaluated and a new life could be planned for them so that they could come back to earth and live again and hopefully this time get it right. So you see, Easter is actually the most beautiful holiday in the entire year. I thought I would do a tarot read. I did have meditation this morning, did speak with Jesus, as I do often. And I thought it would be good to do a tarot read on the United States of America. So this tarot read covers all signs. And I concentrated on the United States of America and our present position, especially with the coronavirus. So many of us are wondering, when is this going to end? When are we going to go back to work? Is the economy going to be able to come back? Will I have my job? Will I be able to feed my family meantime and pay my bills? A lot of serious questions. A lot of sleepless nights, I'm sure. And so, in speaking this morning with Jesus, he helped to answer some of these questions, but he clarified again, as he did on April 1st when I did that reading, which you can still look up. It's called Bonus Message. He said this was done because a cleansing needed to be done here on earth. That's right. So much we have done against God. Some people say, pray for me. And there's so many people out there that don't even know how to pray. They think that prayer is opening a book, reading some words that someone else wrote. That's not prayer. Prayer is for you, by yourself especially, and then also with your family. To talk to God, to talk to Jesus, to talk to the Holy Spirit. Talk to them from what's really in your heart. What's really bothering you? What answers do you need to know? That's prayer. And then after you have this one-on-one, heart-to-heart talk, then yes, you can go to a Bible or a prayer book, say the rosary. All those are beautiful and will give you inner peace. But meantime, I wanted to take a look and see where we were at here. And hopefully can ease some people's fears and anxieties. You can imagine I've gotten many calls during this period. I try to advise. I pray hard so that I get the right answer. I know recently I had said that the internet and the cell phones were going to go down for 3 days. It was supposed to happen already, but it hasn't yet, has it? That doesn't mean it's not going to happen. It will. Keep in mind, always, even as I read these cards today for all of you, time is fluid. Time is so different between the dimensions. How long did the Israelites pray and wandered throughout the desert? For 40 years, asking God to give them a sign and give them direction. 40 years they waited. That's a long time. Now, so keep that in mind. But words that are spoken here are channeled from above. That's what this channel is all about. It's not just laying out some cards and reading their meanings. Anyone can do that. These are messages that are sent to me from the Spirit, from Jesus, from the archangels, from your guides. I ask them all to enlighten me so that I can enlighten you. And so this reading starts today on Easter Sunday, which is the 12th of April. And it goes all the way to the end of May, which is Memorial Day. This is what I'm seeing during this time frame. What I'm seeing. It could flow into June very easily. But as I said before, that gives you a heads up. So I've already got you thinking, if those cell phones and that internet and maybe electricity goes down for 3 days, what are you going to do? How are you going to make contact with your family and or friends? Or will there be no contact? So you've got to give these things thought, okay? All right. So now let's take a look and see what we've got here. Now already I know here we are, April 12th. And we do have our planets are naturally involved very highly in what happens here on Earth. That, of course, is called astrology. And once again, just like tarot, astrology is not against God. It is not an exercise of the devil. It was astrologers who read the stars and saw the main star that brought them to Bethlehem to find the king. That's right, it was the astrologers that they followed the star, the wise men. And then came the 3 kings. So you see, astrology's been part of our existence from day one. And so, speaking of the planets and such, we've got the full moon that just happened recently, a couple days ago, in Libra. Libra is a good sign. Libra is a sign of balance, people that are born under the sign of Libra. They usually don't like arguments. They like to keep things in balance. It's when things go out of balance that they lose it. And so that is a main attribute to remember. Now, Pluto and Saturn and Mars are very instrumental now, according to my astrological friends. They study the astrology. I do the tarot. And so you've got Saturn actually represents the world. And in tarot, the world card is here, and the world card is telling us that we do want accolades for what we have accomplished. We do want to have rewards, and that's natural. But you've got Pluto in there. And Pluto, though small, is tremendously powerful. But Pluto rules the dark side, the shadows, criminals, corruption. So you got Saturn wanting the world to stay balanced and continue in its successes. And you got Pluto hiding in the shadows, trying to mess everything up, trying to achieve a major upheaval. And with this coronavirus, I would say, mission accomplished. Then you've got Mars in there. Planet of war. And so as an individual, and also for our great leaders, and thank God we have great leaders in our government right now who love America. Love America. Not willing to sell America down the river to put a few extra dollars in their pocket, like millions. So with Mars, you've got to watch your words. Everyone has to watch their words, because just saying the wrong words could ignite quite a war between you and your spouse, you and family, governments together, you know. So you have to watch that, especially around the 24th and there on out. But already in seeing the cards and in evaluating some things that were supposed to happen within these first 2 weeks of April have actually been slowed and will start to occur after the 19th of April. So it is after the 19th of April all the way to the end of May that various things are going to unfold and take effect. There will be surprises. Some will be pleasant. Some will be shocking. Some will be much to your dislike. Now, some things that you already don't like, we all don't like, is restrictions. We weren't born to have restrictions. We want freedom. We want to come and go as we please. We want to be entertained. We want to visit friends and relatives. And right now, we're being restricted. But as time goes on, those restrictions will be relaxed. Today, no. Tomorrow, no. Next week? Absolutely not. But four to 6 months, maybe, is what I'm hearing. Meantime, this is a real good time for you to discover somebody that you haven't really talked to in a long time, I'm sure. And that is yourself. Get to know yourself. Sit quietly by yourself. If you want to take a walk around the block and talk to yourself, that's a good idea. Definitely being out shortly with nature is a good idea. Smell the flowers. It's springtime. When it warms up, put your feet in the grass and feel the soil. I know I told you this before, but Spirit keeps saying that. Then again, you don't want to stay out for long periods. There seems to be a lot going on in the atmosphere, from what I'm hearing. And they're saying don't stay out for long periods. Pluto's influence, as I said, unraveling secrets, things going on behind the scenes, corruption happening. Unfortunately, Pluto is a very slow-moving planet and usually stays where he's at for about 3 years. It's a long time. Yes, it is. And so it's very important that we adjust, because right now we're going into the age of Aquarius. We're in it. And the age of the Aquarius is it's all about transformation. It's all about love and sharing things and coming together as one solid, strong nation. Whenever the corrupt might have looked upon us as, hey, I will destroy them. I will destroy America. There's no way they could come back. But they did underestimate the American spirit. They did underestimate the leaders that we have right now in power. Our president, our vice president, the Senate, the Congress, they underestimated all of us, because it is our intent and it is our nature and it is our destiny to come back twice as strong. And when we are back, woe to those that tried to deceive us, to destroy us. Okay, let's take a look at the cards. Our initial card, believe it or not, comes up to be the Judgment card. Now, the Judgment card talks about a renewal of life. This is what we're feeling right now, a renewal of life. We want to see the rewards from our hard work. And yes, we're fearing death. But we've got very good people within our health industry that are helping out, that have rose to the occasion. Here we have a deadly disease like no other. Such a strange disease. Where did it come from? How was it born? Because it is a super disease, a super virus. Who created this super virus? What was the reasoning? Who would ever want to even have this super virus anywhere that is silent, that is easily transmitted, that can be transmitted 10 different ways, in the air, on food, in food, on animals. The touch of your hand can give you that virus if you touched something that had the virus. So yes, we do, we seek renewal. And as we fear death, we get closer to God. And we ask Him to help us. And Jesus promised us He would be with us till the end of time. And so all we have to do is ask for His help, and He will deliver. The immediate influence, as you could see here, is the Knight of Rods. The Knight of Rods is influencing the Judgment card. It's interfering with our work. Yeah, it has. It's taken jobs away. It's closed businesses. It's caused us personally to have a lack of energy. And how we wish we could travel. But we know that's out of the question for quite a while yet. So that is our immediate circumstance, which you already know. Now, also in the immediate is the star. Now, the star card gives us hope. Star card talks about rebirth, also good health. And we see that happening. More and more people are getting healed from this virus, healed from it. Because we immediately thought about implementing a vaccine that was around during another pandemic. And thank God someone had the intelligence to say, do it. Let's try it. While the scientists work feverishly in their labs trying to come up with another vaccine. But this one seems to be working. In the distant past, we have the Ace of Swords, which the Ace of Swords is a conquest. It's a severe, strong force coming forward. And that could be just a few months ago at the beginning of the year. Let's face it, a very forceful decision had to be made whenever it was learned that this epidemic, this virus, this killer, was starting to move. And thank God we stopped the best we could at the borders. We come into the Destiny card, which is the Three of Swords. Now, the Three of Swords usually, in all these cards, mean something depending on their position. This happens to land in the Destiny, which usually means heartache, heartbreak, someone disappointing you, someone stabbing you in the back. But with this card here in the Destiny position, we are seeing A new future is upon us. See, they've already hurt us with the pandemic. A lot of suffering going on by all of us. But this card coming up in the future says, okay, you knifed me, you hurt me, but you know what? I'm coming back. And there's a new future ahead of me because I am not going to lay down and give up. And that's great. That's what we want to hear. That's the American spirit. That is embedded in us since the day we were born. Our ancestors didn't lay down and let people walk all over us and take away our freedom, and we're not going to do it either, are we? No, we're not. As we now look into the future, we have here the King of Swords. King of Swords is a strong leader. Someone who uses common sense and moves forward. And that, ladies and gentlemen, I would say, is our present president, vice president, and entire administration, and again, Senate and House. These strong leaders are going to bring America together and bring us back even stronger than we were. Why? Because they love America. And those in the government who don't love America, and yes, there is corruption there. There are people there that don't. All they're worried about, all they want to do is line their pockets with foreign money and become traitors to America. And that's what they are, traitors. But the good will overcome the evil, and those corrupt will be brought out. They can no longer hide in the shadows because it's unfolding for the good. And so those secrets are going to unfold within the next 6 weeks, without a doubt. And if it's not totally out then, it'll come out even into June. But it'll start to unravel now, especially after the 19th. Okay. When we look further, thank God we have those leaders that love America in the position of where we're at in our thoughts and in our soul. We have the Hierophant. Now the Hierophant is always connecting to the faith. And so now more than ever, we are, as human beings, we are connecting to our fate, to our faith. Because we know we need someone more powerful than us here on earth to save us, to help us, to console us, to guide us. And that's why we are connecting stronger and stronger to God. Now, in the position of family, friends, and neighbors and such, we have the Five of Swords. And so what I'm seeing here from that is being together so much more than we normally are with our spouses and family. There are a lot of emotional upheavals. There's a lot of arguments going on. A lot of, not indecision, but more so of a combat of opinions. And so arguments are coming from that. And we're realizing in some cases that the people that we thought we loved, we're starting to realize that we have grown apart. And sometimes we sit there and we wonder, who are you? I didn't know you were this way. I didn't know that you would be so thoughtless. And we have to really take note of that. Try to calm those arguments. Try to avoid an argument if you can. Because remember what I was saying about Mars. And you got to watch, especially from now till the end of April, going into May, you got to watch your words. Because once you say something, you can't take it back. So watch your words. In the position here where this position is what we really would like to have. And what came up was the death card. So, the death card, I relate it always to the destiny card. I connect these two together, always have for some reason. So the death card is simply saying, not that we wish for death, the death card is saying, you want the old way to end in several cases. If it isn't about a marriage, it would be about a job. It would be about the way the world is, about all these gang killings, about the drugs. There's so much here that really, if you are honest with yourself and others, I'm sure you've said, I don't like the way the world is now. I like the way it used to be. It used to be friendly. Who are these people driving down the street, shooting innocent people in their homes, or innocent children walking? Anyone walking? Who are these devils? And so, in a way, we wish for death. We wish for transformation. We wish for an end of the way some things are here. And that coincides with Jesus' saying, the virus is sent to cleanse your earth. Cleanse it of the evil and the corruption, the sinning. And so that's what that is bringing forward, because with death comes rebirth. And that's what we want. We want a new rebirth of America. Remember, we're going forward. This pain is behind us. And because we had the pain, we're moving forward to make a stronger America with a strong leader to guide us to greatness and honesty and goodness, and make America even more powerful than it ever was. And so then you say, okay, we pray for the rebirth and such. And our final card is the Six of Rods. And the Six of Rods is victory. That's right. The Six of Rods is victory. Triumph over adversity. Triumph over our enemies. Triumph over those who are corrupt and said, we will destroy you. And we said, no. You have no idea how you have underestimated us. And as always, I pull an extra card, and I have the Seven of Pentacles, which means after we get going, we get back on our feet, the businesses start opening up, and entrepreneurs are going to come forward. People that had thought about opening a business, thought about having their own business, but just didn't have the backbone to take that step. They're going to do it now. They're going to open up, and they're going to be very successful because there is this cleansing, and people see more vividly what really needs to happen out there, what we really need to have. And so at this time, though with the Seven of Pentacles, right now, it warns us to watch our dollars right now. Only buy what you need, not what you want. Buy what you need. Keep that in mind. Tell that to your children. Share that with your spouse. We're only going to buy what we need. And by doing that, there will be enough for everyone. There will be enough. Now, let's just take the Archangel cards and see what message the Archangels might have for us. Now, we know about the three Archangels that are so well known, that stand at the throne of God. Archangel Michael, the great protector. Wow, talk about powerful, strong. Threw Lucifer into hell. Archangel Raphael, the healer. We have bad health. Someone is ill. Someone has the virus. We pray to Archangel Raphael. If you don't want the virus, pray to Archangel Raphael. And then we have Archangel Gabriel, the messenger, the beautiful messenger who keeps giving us messages from God to share with everyone. So let's see. In here, there's some other archangel names that you don't hear about so often. But the main archangels have told me there's thousands of archangels. So we know of them, and we know of these here as we continue to learn new names and what their role is. And so let's take a card on the top, and let's take a card on the bottom. Today we're taking 2 cards. Why? Because they told me to. Okay, first card is from Archangel Raguel. Relationship harmony. Now, we were just talking about relationships, weren't we? We angels are opening the hearts of everyone involved. Arguments and conflicts are being resolved now. So, Archangel Raguel is sending down healing for our hearts so that we get along with each other and that we share love. Just share love. Love is the answer. The next archangel is Archangel Raziel, spiritual understanding. I am bringing you esoteric information and symbols and helping you to understand spiritual truths. He balances the microisms and the macroisms, and it all becomes crystal clear. This is Archangel Raguel with the relationships. And so there we have 2 very good messages that coincide with the entire tarot reading that they have given us for our country. Jesus said, "My peace I give you, my peace I live with you." So I say to you, peace be with you. Happy Easter. May God bless you with good health and keep you safe.